everybody, Josh Sykes back with you for OutdoorNewsAmerica.com. I'm super excited to bring you guys something very cool and unique and different today. I'm here in Jackson, Tennessee with my buddy Sam Bryant from Samuel T. Bryant Distilleries. And you know, so many times we do these firearm reviews, Sam. We cover everything from AR-15s to hunting rifles to knives to fishing. And so many people in this space, they also like their hooch. So I wanted to bring you guys out today. Sam has a local business here, and Sam has been doing this now for how many years?
We've been in business for 8 years now. 8
years now. Sam's been making some really nice products. Sam, tell us a little bit about what you guys do here.
We try to make a little something for everybody. We basically make moonshine primarily, but we also make some whiskey-like products too. We have to work around some laws as far as what we call stuff.
Right.
Like we do not do our whiskey the traditional Tennessee way.
So no barrels.
We don't do barrels. We do everything with wood chips. I used to be an arborist,
okay.
So I've got my own sawmill, and I can cut white oak staves.
So you can make all the wood chips you want, right? Okay, great.
And so we use trees from residential yards to actually age our stuff.
Okay, very cool.
So the trees that had to come down anyway, we're not going to the woods and take it down.
That's great. So you would call that recycling?
Basically, yes.
Recycling. So tell me a little bit, you know, a lot of our viewers out there might not be super educated on the differences in some of the products that you make. And I was talking to the lady that was here earlier, and she was kind of giving a customer a rundown of what you guys do.
Right.
And I caught a little bit of that. So I know that you guys manufacture everything kind of based on a moonshine base.
Right.
And then from that, you create sort of a Tennessee sipping whiskey. You've got a lighter whiskey. You've got a bourbon style product as well. So what are the differences in those?
Well, we changed the ratios up on what actually goes into the mash a little bit on them.
Okay.
But most of our recipes are, like with our moonshine, it's mainly dextrose, which is corn sugar,
okay.
and then regular cane sugar is primarily what we make. And on the whiskeys, we're going to mix it up a little bit, put some grains in with them and stuff like that, and we're actually making them. So they kind of be a little different products than your typical whiskeys, but they turn out to make a very, very smooth product. It gives us a lot of control over our final flavor profiles.
Okay.
And so it really makes a good product, and it's a little less harsh on the environment because we're not using all the barrels too.
Well, that's good. You don't have a lot of wasted barrels sitting around.
Right.
I actually read a statistic the other day about the state of Kentucky, that there are more barrels of bourbon in the state of Kentucky than there are people.
That's probably the case.
I mean, that blew my mind thinking about that. And one of the things that I want to do next year, one of my goals is actually to do a tour of all that, maybe take some folks around and show you some different things.
Right.
But I've actually had your Tennessee sipping whiskey. And what do you, this is it right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the Samuel T. Bryant, Tennessee Sam is what you call this.
That's right.
This is the Tennessee Sam sipping whiskey. I've actually had this. I really enjoyed it. It was very smooth. Mine actually had a little hint of something there at the end. Where does that come from?
Well, it's the wood chips we use to age it. Typically with that we use post oak wood chips,
okay.
Which post oak is a white oak tree. You can't typically make it into barrels, but because of the way it actually, if you ever cut into one with a chainsaw, it has a almost sour mash whiskey smell to it.
Right.
It's a slightly different white oak tree than they typically use. But when we toast it, we figured out a way to toast it consistently. It brings out a really strong vanilla caramel flavor.
Wow.
And so you get a bit of that. Some people perceive it as a coconut finish almost to it.
Right.
And then some people get all kinds of different.
That's what I felt was the coconut at the end, and I really liked that, and I thought it was very unique. So let me ask you this: as a master distiller, how long did it take you to figure out these formulas?
Well, when I started out, it took me about 6 tries going through the whole process to make a product that was even close to decent.
A lot of trial and error.
Yeah, and it was one of those things, you can go on YouTube and you can find tons of information.
Sure.
You can take classes and find tons of information. People do not tell you the real tricks to distilling.
Okay, you got to learn your own trade,
Yeah,
right?
you do, and it's you know, you can go to school and learn how to do basic carpentry stuff, but the real tricks to make the real fancy stuff, people don't tell those.
Yeah, you got to figure that out on
You
your
got to figure
own.
that out.
Sure.
So, you know, there's a lot of trial and error in it, and I like to think that I'm still trying to progress. Now, Nikki, my manager, makes a lot of our products now.
Nikki seemed very knowledgeable.
Oh, she's into bourbon. That's like her thing. She takes all kinds of bourbon classes and is going through all these university things to be a master taster and all that kind of things.
What a great person to have on staff, though.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. Like she does a great job with it. She's been with us like 5 years now.
Oh wow.
So we're just very thankful to have somebody with that kind of dedication to everything.
That's awesome. So, guys out there, ladies out there, I want to tell you, if you're ever in the West Tennessee area, and you're coming down Interstate 40, get off on exit 74 on your way to Memphis, Tennessee. Stop by 74 exits, right off the exit there, Samuel T. Bryant Distilleries. You're not going to go wrong with what they have here. Pick you up some bottles to take home with you. Make some fantastic Christmas presents for a little bit of everything, a little bit of everybody. Yes. You even got some new creams you guys have come out with your coffee.
Yeah, we've got cream liqueurs, kind of like Bailey's, that they're different flavors, and we sell a lot of those. They're very, very popular. And we use stabilized cream, so they have a real long shelf life.
I plan on getting me a cup of coffee and pouring some of that in it before I go.
Well, we can help you with that. Sure.
It's awesome.
Well, we try to have something for everybody. From gin, we've got a product like tequila, which is like our agave-based spirit.
I thought this was interesting. So this is it right here, right? Yeah. This is the tnquilla. Do you call it tnquilla?
Tnquilla, yeah.
This is the tnquilla product that Sam and the guys make here. So why can't you call this tequila?
To make called tequila, it's got to be made in Mexico and in specific regions of Mexico.
All right, I didn't know that.
So what it is an agave-based spirit. We just call tnquila because that worked us around all the trademark.
I got it, because you're also in Tennessee, so that makes it better.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's pretty awesome, Sam. Thank you for sharing this with us today. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about Samuel T. Bryant Distilleries and a little bit about the differences in the product that you guys make. So if you're ever down this way, exit 74 on your way to Memphis, between Memphis and Jackson, stop in, see Sam and the guys here, see Nikki. Nikki's fantastic. She can tell you all about the products that are in front of us. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon.